Hi, today we're going to be talking about the 10 mistakes that buyers make when they're getting ready to buy a house. Stay tuned. First of all, what you want to do is when you're thinking a few months out, you want to start saving for a down payment and for closing costs. Now, with some loans, for example, VA, that's only 0% down if you want to go 0% down. FHA is 3.5%. Conventional might be more like 5 to 20% or so. But you need to have some money, whether it's gifted or some money. And not only for the down payment, but also for the closing cost. In many cases, people will say, I want to save up some money so I have 20% to put down. I think in a lot of cases in this market, it's not worth, waiting for maybe a year to save up 20%. And, the reason for that is the market's going up enough, it could be 15% or so. Like last year, it was in that range somewhere. And by the time you saved up the money, the housing prices have gone up. So keep that in mind. The second thing is get a pre-approval from a lender. You might want to get a recommendation from a friend who had a good success with their lender or from a realtor. Interview the lender, find out the process with the lending, and get an idea of what closing costs are going to cost. You want to get an idea of what a good faith estimate might look like for a house in the price range that you're going to buy once you've been pre-approved. Very important to get that done. No point to even start really looking until that is out of the way. The third thing, study the neighborhoods that you want to be in. Let's say that you don't know what neighborhood you want to be in. Go to some open houses and check a few places out. See what the vibe is from the area that you're looking at. Put a list together of things that are important to you, whether they're schools, churches, the downtown area, restaurants, if you want nature things nearby, the beach. So study a few areas and kind of, get in mind a couple of areas that might work well for you. I'm sure you're doing that anyway, but it's just part of the process. The next thing is choosing a realtor as a trusted advisor. Now, with buyer agency, it doesn't cost you a thing to have an agent represent you. So I would recommend that some of the qualities you might want to look at: who is trustworthy and who's a hard worker. It's an honor to be a trusted advisor so that people can count on you and guide you. So somebody's working hard and trustworthy and with some experience as well. The next thing, now many times clients will be looking at houses and they'll have some ideas of what they want, some really strong ideas in fact, and they'll say, well, this doesn't click all the boxes off. I think you're going to rarely see all those boxes being checked off. Very rare. So if you get 90% to 95% of what you want, you've got your must-have list and nice-to-have list. You get 90 to 95%, that should be a house that could very well work for you. Hardly ever see the 100%. So 90 to 95%, that's a go. Don't make any large expenditures after you're under contract. So once you've been pre-approved, even when you've been pre-approved and don't even have something under contract, don't get a new credit card, don't buy a car, a big vacation somewhere. Just delay that until the large purchase of buying a house is over with, because your credit score can really be compromised. When you're writing the offer up with your realtor, do a home inspection. I know the market is competitive right now, and actually right now it's just slightly less competitive because it's the end of the year and getting into the holiday season. I've written offers even with many other offers that people are competing with. You still want to have that inspection so you know what you're getting. You don't want to have something with a huge fault like a foundation problem. At least you want to know about it. So do the inspection. What you can do to make your offer more attractive is you can lessen the time. You can go from 17 days, that's the normal thing that's in the contract for the amount of times, down to maybe 10 days or 12 days. That's going to look pretty good to a seller. Everything about the house is right, but the couch won't fit. I've got a big L-shaped couch, or I've got grandma's hutch or something like that. Don't buy a house based on your furniture. Try not to anyway, because you can always switch out your furniture. You can sell it, you can put it in the garage, you can use it a different way, maybe in a different room. Buy the house based upon the house. You might enjoy getting a few new pieces. It can give you a whole different look. So just really consider that. One thing I like to recommend to the buyer clients I have is to use a stager to maybe look at how you might want to orient some of the pieces you have and incorporate some new pieces as well to give you a nice fresh look. Now, if you're in a competitive situation, and we'll have another video about being in a competitive situation, how to write the best offer. You may not want to ask for the home warranty. There may be 10 other offers and you don't want to ask for the home warranty because your offer won't look as good. But at least buy one yourself if the seller won't pay for one. Now, recently I've been writing offers and the sellers have been paying for them if it's not a competitive situation. One of the things that a home warranty can do if you get the right one, I use Old Republic, and they rekey the house for you. Isn't that nice? You can have all your locks rekeyed. It's a good safety feature for getting a new house. And you do need to read the fine print. And when you're in the house, if something goes wrong, like the plumbing, always call the 800 number. That's very important because otherwise you won't get coverage on an item that's covered. Now, lastly, this is really important, is when you're closing, plan on receiving the keys for the house within a week from the closing date, even though you've got possession down as the house closes and then the recording. We don't give keys up until the recording takes place. Many times that's the day later if the closing is later in the day. However, I would plan for moving purposes to not even have the keys until within a week, because sometimes there's complications. And instead of having a moving truck ready to go that day of the closing because you think you're going to have keys, and then you have to delay everything, causes problems. You've got to be out of your house or your apartment. Giving yourself a few days, maybe up to a week, it's going to save you some headaches for sure. So I hope you like this video. Please feel free to write down some comments or suggestions. And also click to subscribe, please. And I've got some free materials for you. For example, a home buyer guide. If you'd like it, just click on this site and be glad to send you one. Thanks so much. Take care.